Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Grilled oysters bring coastal flavor to your backyard with minimal effort. Their smoky, briny taste makes them a favorite in seaside towns and gourmet kitchens alike. Whether you're hosting a cookout or preparing a restaurant-worthy appetizer, grilling oysters unlocks rich, bold flavors. The process is simple, but small tricks can take them from good to unforgettable. Let's explore how to make the most of this seafood staple. The history of grilled oysters. Grilled oysters aren't just a modern culinary trend, they're deeply rooted in coastal traditions. From simple beachside fires to refined restaurant dishes, grilling has transformed oysters into a smoky, flavor-packed experience. Let's look at how this cooking method started and how it's grown over time. Origins in coastal cuisine. The earliest grilled oysters likely came from places where oysters were abundant and fire was the easiest cooking method. In the Gulf Coast, Native American tribes and early settlers used open flames to enhance oysters' natural brininess. The Pacific Northwest, with its rich oyster beds, also adopted grilling, often over cedar planks for added smokiness. These regions didn't fuss with fancy tools. A hot fire, fresh oysters, and maybe a splash of butter or herbs were all they needed. The simplicity made grilled oysters a staple for fishermen in coastal families. Evolution of grilled oyster recipes. What started with basic ingredients has grown into a playground for flavors. Early preparations stuck to butter, garlic, and lemon, classics that never go out of style. But as chefs and home cooks experimented, toppings got more creative. Spicy twists. Cajun seasoning and hot sauce brought heat to Gulf Coast oysters. Asian influences. Miso glaze and ginger scallion butter added umami depth. Cheesy variations. Parmesan or smoked Gouda turned oysters into rich, melty bites. Grilling techniques evolved too. Instead of just shucking and tossing oysters on the grate, many now use a half-shell method, keeping the juices intact. Wood chips like hickory or applewood add another layer of smokiness. The beauty of grilled oysters? They're still flexible. Whether you prefer them classic or loaded with bold flavors, the grill does the heavy lifting. Selecting the best oysters for grilling. Great grilled oysters start with the right selection. Not all oysters are created equal when it comes to heat. Some hold their shape and flavor better than others. Let's break down the best varieties and how to pick the freshest ones. Types of oysters suitable for grilling. Some oysters stand up to grilling better thanks to their size, texture, and flavor. Here's what to look for. Pacific oysters. These plump, creamy oysters have a mild sweetness and a firm texture that won't turn rubbery on the grill. Their deeper shells make them ideal for holding toppings like garlic butter or spicy sauces. Eastern oysters. Smaller but robust, these briny oysters have a crisp finish and a mineral tang. Their flatter shells char beautifully, adding a smoky depth to their natural ocean flavor. Kumamoto oysters. Sweet and buttery with a hint of melon, these are perfect if you prefer milder flavors. Their thick shells prevent overcooking, making them forgiving for beginners. Olympia oysters. The smallest of the bunch, they pack a bold, coppery taste. Grill them quickly to preserve their delicate texture. Pro tip. Larger oysters are easier to handle on the grill, while smaller ones cook faster. Choose based on your preferred cooking style. Freshness and quality indicators. A bad oyster ruins the dish before it even hits the grill. Here's how to pick winners. Smell. Fresh oysters should smell like the ocean, clean and slightly salty. If they have a strong fishy or ammonia-like odor, skip them. Shell condition. Look for tightly closed shells or ones that snap shut when tapped. Avoid oysters with cracked or gaping shells. Liquid inside. A good oyster will have clear seawater, liquor, in the shell. Milky or murky liquid means it's past its prime. Storage. Keep oysters cold, ideally on ice, and use them within 24–48 hours for optimal freshness. Store them cup side down to retain their juices. When in doubt, ask your fishmonger for the harvest date. Oysters labeled for grilling are often pre-shucked or specially packed for heat cooking, another handy shortcut. The grill intensifies flavor, so starting with top-quality oysters makes all the difference. Now, let's get them on the fire. Essential grilling techniques for oysters. Grilling oysters is faster than you might think, but nailing the technique ensures juicy, flavorful results every time. The right heat, timing, and preparation keep them from drying out or turning rubbery. Here's how to make sure they stay tender and full of smoky goodness. Preparing the grill. Charcoal, gas, or wood-fired grills all work for oysters, but each adds its own flavor profile. Charcoal grills give the deepest smokiness. Pile the coals on one side for direct and indirect heat zones. You'll need both. Aim for 450 degrees Fahrenheit, medium-high heat. Gas grills offer quick temperature control. Preheat to the same range, 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and keep one burner lower for flexibility. Wood-fired grills, or adding wood chunks to charcoal, infuse extra aroma. Hardwoods like hickory or oak complement oysters best. Pro tip: clean the grate well and lightly oil it to prevent sticking. Oysters release juice as they cook, so a quick preheat prevents flare-ups. And that's it for part 1. You've seen how to prep and season your oysters. Next, we're grilling them to smoky, buttery perfection. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.